So let's see about that building. It is a machinery unit. Yeah, we've never seen one of those before. Sure. Oh, and there's new resources available. Wow, 46%. I was expecting to have to fight them off by now. So we need pure ferrites. And I have some of that on me right now, so there we go. Oh, and this is another one of those that's only like 20 minutes at a time. I really shouldn't be back here, but whatever. I'm sure that I'm sure the requirement shouldn't be too much for each phase. It's not going to take all that long either. I'm wondering how long it'll be between buildings, but that's another ballgame. So I'll be back in the next phase of construction. Hopefully that won't involve the roof. Okay, we need... Okay, well that's just 3 metal plating. There we go. Back in another 20 minutes. So we need, again, carbon nanotubes for the final fit. This is a lot like the power generator. Well, I was afraid it would need something exotic like uranium. Still, I'll be back when this is done. And then maybe the citizens will have another proposal waiting for me. You know, it seems these buildings look almost exactly like the power buildings. I mean, there's still nothing in them, but and it's only about 13 minutes and 20 seconds until the citizens have a new building for me to check out. So I'll be back when that happens. Love to see what it is. So, citizens, what building have you got for me today? Another machinery unit. Well, we've already seen me build one. So, yeah, I'll build it, but I'm not going to show building it, because we already know how that's done. The location seems to be right by the water tower, which right now is our best landmark. Anyway, there's some pure ferrites, and I'll be back in 20 minutes for the metal plating for the roof, and then the nanotubes for the final phase. And after it's done, well, I'm not sure if you'll have a proposal ready for me in a relatively reasonable time then, but if you do, I'll be back to hear it. If not, I'll come back when you do have a proposal. Anyway, see ya. And here it is, a hazard control unit? Huh, that's different. I guess that's why it looks a little bit different from the last thing I built. But its basic structure is still the same. Okay, so, yeah, we have like 11 minutes, a little under 12 minutes until the next citizen proposal. I'm gonna wait here and see what it is. Okay, so we have another building, and it is a hazard control unit. I don't think I've seen one of these before, unless it's a thing I just got finished building. But sure, I'll... Let me see here. Oh, it's over there. Okay. So, given the size of this thing, if I had to guess... Yeah. I'd say that it requires 3 metal plating for the roof and 5 carbon nanotubes for the final fit out. Now, I've built a lot of buildings like this, but it pretty much all works the same way. What does this show you? Oh, it does tell you how much time is left, but nothing else. I was always curious what would happen if I checked it before it was finished. Anyway, feel this.
Technology recharge.
I'm gonna go on a few errands, and then I'll be back. And well, so here's the thing: if this works out, if this is the same set of ingredients as the previous 2 buildings, then I won't show it. But if it's different, I will. And I'll also show other what do you call them? It's like there's settler things I gotta resolve. Disputes, citizen requests, visitors, that kind of thing, if they happen. But the funny thing is they haven't been, so one of them should have happened by now, unless the new building proposals count as citizen requests, and therefore the timer gets reset back to, well, there really isn't a whole lot of time for this to happen in, is there? The minimum amount is 15 minutes. So, if one of those happens, then I'll... Oh, no wonder. Then I'll show it. Otherwise, I'll be back when the building is finished. Like, completely finished. Well, as I live and breathe, we have a citizen request. Let me just stop by my office, see who this guy is and what they want. Okay, the citizenry have proposed a festival in remembrance of spectacular trades. Though such an event would not be without cost, polling indicated an 82% approval rating. Well, these things have always been lucrative in terms of happiness. And the debt is just one lump sum as opposed to continuous. I think I've said this before, so yeah, I'll endorse it. It's always for different reasons. And don't worry, we'll pay that back in 3 hours. Look at how happy and productive we are. Now all that's needed is more citizens. Well, regardless, I'll be back to oversee the completion of our newest building. Actually, no, one thing that I discovered kind of by accident. If I can only find this place. It's kind of hard to miss. It's got this great big sign out front. Remember the saloon bar? Well, this is it. We got the latest in outer space jammin' tunes from this jukebox right here. And you can get all the local popsicle, you know. I don't know what drinks are native to this planet, but come to think of it, I don't think they taste very good for a traveler. I mean, this guy might like it. But and maybe you can, I don't know, talk to the guy behind the counter about your latest issues. I got a settlement to run. It there's there are just so few citizens. It's like nobody wants to come here, even though we're happy and productive. Oh boy, pour me another one of those old jank spirit. Here, Charlie. Let me just take my helmet off so I can drink the thing. I have no idea what my face looks like under my helmet. All right, so we've only got a couple of more minutes, but I'll come back when it's actually finished. Truly's spot too is like right here, right there, right by my office. And now we have a generator room. Okay, well, I'll see you next time there's a building to be built. Later. Alright, what do you two want? I hate doing these. Citizen Dagilevic and Pioneer Nodike are colleagues at the power module. Their relations deteriorated over an inappropriate outburst. Citizen Dagilevic has retaliated by destroying a knife, I guess, to Pioneer Nodig. Well, here's the thing. I mean, sure, an inappropriate quote-unquote outburst is one thing, but destroying the... Well, I guess the problem is who... am I supposed to understand who, to decide whose fault it is? Whose... I mean, it's who's more to blame, but for what? This guy retaliated at this guy, so it seems that the Pioneer here provoked the citizen, and the citizen retaliated, but then again, the citizen wouldn't have retaliated if the Pioneer hadn't driven him that far in the first place. And the statement that their relations deteriorated over an inappropriate outburst? Well, that tells me nothing. Who said it? Maybe some third party did it, but this guy did retaliate, but at the same time, well, I suppose it's possible that Nodig, he pushed him into it, but I don't know how possible. I mean, I could punish Citizen Dagilevic for destroying Pioneer Nodiki's knife, but it's not the... But that's not what I'm being asked here. I'm being asked whose fault it is. So I'm gonna say Pioneer Nodiki, but... Okay, nothing happened. That is a good thing. But I'm always... Really? No pending decisions. Not even a building. Oh, gee. At least I got to resolve a dispute. And it doesn't seem as though anything is about to happen either. Honestly, I don't know why this is. I mean, if I were to check the status right now, there are still things that can happen. I mean, there's still room for improvement, I should say. Happiness is 67%. Productivity is, well, 2/3 of a million a day. And nothing nasty happens. There's a very low amount of citizens. And I don't know exactly how much notice I get for citizen proposals. So, I'm going to run a couple of errands. But, let's just say that the citizens have an hour to come up with a proposal, or to start coming up with a proposal. And if nothing happens by that time, well, I suppose I'll have to come back tomorrow in real life. So I'll see you whenever. So, what do you guys got for me? A sodium... Oh, wait, no. This is a policy decision. Our research teams are at an impasse. Both teams require funding. Should we support those who favor developing new industrial technology, or direct funding to bolstering our anti-sentinel systems? Well, let's see. Yeah, this is another feature. These always take out like the worst feature and replace it with something else, but I suppose let's see, again, we can always add to productivity, but how common are anti-sentinel measures? I'm going to research additional facilities here. Oh, that did increase productivity. Well, then why was the industrial anything... Well, that did give my productivity a boost. Anyway, one thing I'd like to point out is that my expeditions, here we go, did bring me some Gravitino balls. So I can now include precision Minotaur laser. Not 100% sure what all this stuff does, but... Ooh. Well... I suppose I can come back when, or if there's a new building decision. I guess I can't be sure any longer. So, I'll be back whenever the next proposal is. But I'm hoping it is a new building. I mean, there's one type of building we really need, and that's a housing. That's a housing development, or like, I forget what they're called offhand, but more housing. And with that in mind, I'll see you later. Well, what do you know? A new settlement management decision. Let's see. Our advisors are close to a breakthrough, but cannot agree what to prioritize. We could be overhauling our maintenance systems, though there's a faction who strongly believes in using technology to improve citizens' welfare. Do we want a high bandwidth bazaar? Or... wait a second. One of these adds a feature but doesn't remove a feature. The other one removes vibrant community events but adds a high-speed drinks machine. But I get the impression that both of them remove vibrant community events, so, I'd say commercial innovation right now. I suppose we can work on happiness with more of those special days. Let's see, how are we doing? Okay, Sentinel alert level's kinda high right now. And our productivity is way up there. Yeah. And there's a new citizen proposal ready in 42 minutes. Well, by now, you've seen the ins and outs of running a settlement. I was originally going to hold on until I brought this thing up to S-Class. The problem is the space between events, whether they're city administrator stuff or new buildings, is pretty wide. It's a bit like a freighter. I mean, back when I first got the thing, I I was gonna hang in there until I had an entire fleet full of S-class cruisers and all that. But new missions only come out once a day. And as of right now, I got a lot of S classes, some A classes, and some B classes. So I'm periodically updating them. And running a settlement is a lot like running a freighter in that regard, especially since at the end of all this, I can't just up and leave and hand management up to some up and coming citizen. Oh no. The only way to leave is to take over another settlement. So I guess I have this in the same way that I have the freighter. And now that we've seen enough settlement stuff, this episode will be the last until the next update of No Man's Sky. So yeah, I'm going to see what the citizens have. If it's a new building, then I'll stay on until it's finished. If it's just a proposal of some kind, then I'll end the episode after making that decision. But regardless, this is enough for now. So I'll see you when the citizens have their proposal ready. Now I'm just gonna run a few errands. Okay, Okay, it's a policy decision. So, our leading thinkers are examining a recent mania for domestic gambling among the citizens. Action must be taken. They suggest an immediate ban. So, if I ban domestic gambling, it'll cost happiness, but it'll drop the maintenance cost. If I don't ban gambling, then the citizens will be happier, but it'll add to the maintenance cost. However, while the amount of citizen happiness that you gain or lose is the same, like the amount's the same, the amount of the maintenance cost, it doesn't go up as much as banning it goes down. And well, I'm also thinking about my productivity. Now it's high, but more importantly, it's higher than happiness is right now. So based on that, I think we need to work more on our happiness than our overall productivities. Although, I mean, this adds to maintenance cost rather than dropping productivity, but overall, it's the amount of units you put out per day. So I am not going to ban gambling in the interests of keeping my population content. Okay. So, let me see. What's settlement status? Look at that alert level. It's up to 93. You know what I did? I enabled the Minotaur's AI. That way, when the Sentinels come, this guy will be ready to fight them. Well, until the next update, I'll see you all later.